What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of the tribe, and welcome back to another Galaxy of Heroes video with me. I am your boy Scribe, and today I thought we would have some opinions about a different topic. We're going to move on, and we're going to discuss all things... yeah, well, that's all we talk about these days, let's be real. But I thought, instead of just having me wax lyrical about the latest update and all the changes in Colosseum and everything that it involves, I thought I'd ask a couple of guests to come onto the show today. So I'd like to give a warm welcome to both the Gerbil and sexy Vexitron himself. How you guys doing today? You good?
Doing good, Scribe. Happy to be here.
Yeah, doing awesome, man. Thanks for having us.
No, thanks for joining. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your schedules, and schedules, might I say, that are global, right? We've got representation here from literally all across the world at the moment, in wet and windy Wales. And Gerbil, where are you living at the moment? I always forget the exact location. Not that I'm trying to dox you.
Shanghai, China. I've actually been here for about 15 years. It was only intended to be 2, but
funny how that
things
works
happen.
out. Yeah, I did the same thing when I moved to Gibraltar. I was like, this is supposed to be a 1-year thing, and then 8 years later, I came home. It was weird, right? And how about you, Vex? Where are you situated, dude?
New York, Long Island.
Oh, wow. Amazing. I plan on going to New York in 2027. I can't wait. I've never been stateside, so I'm really looking forward to that. That'll be sick.
Oh yeah, just hit me up.
Oh, fuck yes. Hell yes. We will do that. Because I'm going to... the plan is to go to LA Star Wars Celebration in 2027. And then the missus wants to go and visit New York. So basically, I go there for my nerdy enjoyment. And then I'm going to fly over to New York and meet her there. And we're going to spend some time. It's going to be sick. Can't wait.
That'd be a great trip.
Yeah.
It's a huge contrast between LA and New York. They're really different places. So... that'll be neat.
I have zero cultural awareness when it comes to America. I have no idea what the differences are. But I know it's massive. It's huge. It's a big place.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, gents.
It is, but it's becoming a lot more homogenous. But anyway, let's talk Star Wars.
Let's talk Star Wars, particularly Galaxy of Heroes, because that's our that's our specialty right now. So, era of the anniversary, ladies and gentlemen. We have recently had this big update, and it's probably one of the biggest updates that we've had for Galaxy of Heroes that I've ever seen. It's like, it's a drastic change, an overhaul to how we look and how we farm characters and how we interact with them in the game. I want to get high-level thoughts first and foremost, and you all can jump in, whoever wants to go first. What are your initial thoughts about this new update?
Yeah, I'll take that. I would say that I don't think that the update actually is as big as we give it credit for. I think that it is, of course, as you said, a massive update to the way in which we farm and acquire characters. But fundamentally, I don't think it actually changed the game. It is still a very much pay-to-play collector's product. And the core ways in which we interact with the game in a, let's put parentheses, fun way, didn't change, in that territory battles, territory wars, Grand Arena saw 0 updates that I'm aware about. So while we got this Colosseum, whatever it is, and they took the light side dart tables and shifted it to another place in the cantina, I don't see it actually changing the game, other than making it structurally much worse and much accessible to players. To the vast majority of players. And I'll talk more about how that even impacts myself as I would say not a whale, but a heavy spender in the game too. Like my account is pushing 14.5 million GP. And so I'm in a better position than most, but it's very negatively impacted the way I view the game and the way I'm going to interact with it going forward.
Oh, wow. That's pretty deep. That's pretty deep. Yeah, 40.5, so. You don't, unless you've been playing since day dot, you don't really hit that sort of high GP unless, you've dropped a buck or two, shall we call it? A buck or two. And how about you, Vex? What's your feelings, high-level feelings right now?
So, to be honest, I know it's still early on, and it's been, a week? Less than a week?
Yeah.
I find it just overall disappointing, not from regardless of money, free to play, the game mode itself is not very intriguing to me. You're using these force units that they're creating a synergy for you to do a certain amount of damage. And right now, it doesn't feel like there's any sort of theory crafting at all. It's who has the higher error level is going to do the more damage. I don't know if you consider don't use healing abilities a strategy, but you're trying to do as much damage as possible with your error level units. I don't find the game mode very exciting. I think for the most part, where game modes are limiting your roster and forcing you to use units you don't want to is kind of a bad taste. Like, at least with the Galactic Challenges, it was a mini sandbox mode where I could bring in any character that I wanted. I could try some different things, even though it's a PvE mode. I had the ability to bring in what I wanted. Now we have this forced game mode that is our pure soul for Relic 10. It's like they're forcing it down our throats, even though we might not want to participate in it. Like, obviously, you want the biggest bang for your buck. You got to play in every game mode. You got to participate in Conquest. That might be everyone's cup of tea. But Coliseum is a big miss in terms of player excitement and enjoyment. And the whole pay-to-play system with the error levels just doesn't sit right with me currently. I don't think that the level of progression that they're showing that you have to get to a certain level by dropping physical money doesn't really sit right with me. So overall, it's a little disappointing, but I still know it's early on.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about... Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Gerbil. Go on.
Oh, I was just going to add on to that a little bit and push back in a little bit. I think that there actually is a small degree of strategy in there. For example, you mentioned like not using the healing. Well, I would actually counter that there are times you actually deliberately want to use a heal, even if you are at full health. And I was just looking at my Coliseum, for example. I'm like pretty much tied in the top 10 with like 4 other people that all have the same gear level Luke. But I was able to squeeze about 3,000 damage more than the others. And it was because the way the Coliseum is structured, such that at each level of Luke or the marquee character, you're actually only allowed to achieve a certain score. At that point, all the damage is, mitigated down to 1, which I'm sure we all saw with Arnold's 10-hour stream. But what you can do is, like, rather than open with Luke's AoE, or not AoE, but mass assist, like a lot of people, you can actually just like basic, and then use like Choda's heal. Choda's non-attacking heal to avoid adding damage, to try to get as close to that maximum threshold. And then if you can line it with Luke, go in with that, the assists, and jump up above there. So I think that there is a minimal degree of strategy. That said, the very fact that they gate the maximum threshold of the score at every incremental level of the marquee character and then call it a global competition is absolutely astronomically insane. I mean, imagine you're watching the Olympics and they're like, wow, that was a beautiful high dive. Unfortunately, we're going to have to cut the video 2.5 seconds into the drop before they hit the water because that person didn't jump high enough. Right? It's like, no. I mean,
it's almost like, having a 100-meter sprint, but they say, but you're not allowed to do it in less than 10 seconds, guys. Okay, you have, if you can do it in 10 seconds, you have to do it. That's as far as you're allowed to go. That's as fast as you are because you haven't paid for these Nike running shoes.
Yeah. Beyond that, I would add that I think that the entire nature of Coliseum as it's currently in game, whether they make resources more available or not, the entire structure of it, I would say, is predatory pricing, price gouging, and it just absolutely takes advantage of people. I mean, like, CG has never been real honest with its advertising, but this one I think also is really bad in that they introduced what I think 17 new currencies. I didn't do the math, but someone said that, and I'm just going to run with it.
They introduced too many new currencies, is how I would describe
it. It's insane. I think we're pushing 50-ish currencies in game now if you look at all of them. But anyway, so there's so many new, and then you go to the Era Store and you look at these bundles, and like just starting at the $6.99 one, for example, it says levels 16 to 25, and that implies that if you get this bundle, you'll get up to 25. But in fact, no, you have to buy each of these bundles 3 times to progress through that increment of levels. and that's just disgusting.
So one of the questions I was going to ask you both is, how do you feel? There's two parts to this, but first of all, how do you feel about the fact that the error leveling materials that you can purchase through the store are only available for cash, and there isn't a crystal equivalent? First and foremost, so you can only purchase like the 1 to 15 you can get with crystals, right? But after that, you are gated by pure cash.
Personally, not a fan of it. Anything that any sort of currency that there's no way to achieve without dropping hard cash is a no-go for me, personally.
100%.
Yeah. And if you overlay that as well, and this is the part that really grinds my gears about it. If you overlay that with the fact that those levels, anything beyond 15 up to 65, you can still only spend hard cash on, and those levels you will also get for free by the end of the era. So you are literally spending money for a very short-term benefit, right? You're essentially spending money to get on the leaderboards. That's what you're doing. But then that
only for the initial phase of the marquee.
Exactly. For that very small window, for maybe a couple of days, maybe a week, where you can climb higher in the leaderboards, right? After that, not only is that investment caught up with everybody else has already caught up with that investment, right? But at the end of the era, when you have an overflow of the currency because you've whaled it on that, right? It only breaks down into standard credits. It's just like that just feels so wrong to me. It's like,
oh, it is. Yeah, and that's why I say I feel it's very much predatory. It doesn't provide any lasting benefit to anybody, regardless whether you're a whale or a minnow or just somebody who got a $20 gift card from grandma at a birthday, and you're trying to do what you think is in your best interest to grow your account or whatever, and then it's not. It just basically evaporates.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think when you couple that with the lack of transparency from CG in terms of you will get to 65 free to play. I know they've said this. I know they've said everybody will get, we envisage everybody gets to Gear 12, Air Level 65 and all of their marquees, right? They've said that, but they've only put that in the update post, right? There's nothing in game that will say this. And the vast majority of players that play this game don't watch YouTube videos, don't watch streams, don't go to the forums, don't go to Reddit. Most of them are just your casual player that is playing at home. And they're just looking at these whale packs and they're thinking, oh, this is how I'm supposed to level my character. This is the only way that I can do it, because in game, there's literally no way for you to do it. There's no way for you to know. And that just leaves a real bad taste in my mouth. I'm like, what is going on here, CG? They're never normally this bad.
And there's nothing that even indicates that there will be a future change to the system.
Nope.
I like to think that I'm a reasonably intelligent person, but when this 10th anniversary hit, I was watching both of you guys. I was watching Arnold. I was watching Nooch. I was all over, and I'm going back and forth from screen to screen to screen, and I'm thinking, what the heck am I missing? Like, why can I not get Luke past gear? I think it was 5 or 6 initially.
Yeah.
I bought the $3.99 crystal pack, and I was like, whoa, that didn't even make a dent in this progression. And so I thought, okay, well, there'll be an event coming later today. Or I thought maybe they forgot to put the gear pieces in the marquee rounds that you do, for the first week. But no, and then CG has just been utterly silent on it. And I don't understand that lack of community engagement. I know that there was a post from Meathead somewhere that said something like, this is a one and done announcement, but we are looking into whatever. But I think at this level of failure, they should have all hands on deck. I mean, they should be grinding over the weekend if necessary, putting in 80 hours to fix it. Because I think that this is like, I think the house is on fire absolutely right now.
I just don't know why they wouldn't let us know how we're going to get to that level now. Why do we have to wait? Like the whole community is obviously not happy. I haven't seen one content creator, I could be wrong, that has found this update to be positive. So you would think with all the reception that they're getting about how this game mode, their big 10-year anniversary, the future of the game, trying to bring in new players is not well received. You would think they would try to be open as possible with us to let us know how this is going to go going forward.
Mm-hmm. It's wild because before the update actually dropped and we had the info, I was hyped. It sounded great. It's like, new game mode? Cool. Daily bosses that rotate? Cool. New strategies? Awesome. The characters that they're giving? Like, I enjoy the characters. Stormtrooper Luke? Cool. New Asajj? Great. Spider-Legs Maul? Cool. New Darth Vader? Like, in concept, there's so much about it that sounds great. And then they throw it into the game and you're like, what are you doing to us? Like, what are you doing? I don't know why they thought that, like, having such a stunted growth of progression at the very start was a good way to play, because you're running around with, like, level 1 abilities. You're used to characters doing 100,000 damage and they're doing 100. Like, that isn't fun. There's no space there to enjoy. I just don't get it. I don't understand.
I hate that they're not usable for any other
3
game
months?
mode in the first 90 days. Like, that to me is, I know it's probably going to have different opinions, but me, as an endgame player, we're all pretty much endgame. I would never drop hard cash to get, Relic 10 or Relic 9 or anything like that. I would hoard my crystals. If I wanted to get the character shards, I'd bring them to 6-star. I'd get them to gear 13 on the first day. And I'm able to somewhat use them. I'm not going to say they were top end, or they're going to be Relic 7, Relic 9, but at least I can use them in my roster. They're maxed out on day 1. And I had the capabilities of using them in different game modes if I wanted to. Now I'm stuck in this Coliseum mode for 90 days. We're not going to be, as a content creator, we can't test them out. We can't use them, show the community what they're going to be like in different game modes. It's a huge slap in the face. That was what we would do. We would take the characters out, showcase how they would be, and now we're in the same boat as everyone else, and we can't show anyone how good they're going to be or anything like that. I don't like it.
And that hurts the community. That hurts the entire community because it takes away that engagement opportunity that extends beyond the game. That really diminishes the sense of connection and loyalty to it in the long run as well. And then I'll add onto this idea that we can't play them for 6 weeks, 90 days, whatever you said there. I haven't. I'm sure you guys have pointed this out. Maybe I've missed it, but I mean, have you guys thought that what that means when the era ends, we suddenly have 7 unlocked characters that all need modding at the same time?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's not a massive deal, because I think actually they don't all go legacy straight away. They still stagger every 2 weeks with the release. So it's like after the era ends, I believe it goes 2 weeks, doesn't it? Is that right?
Really?
Oh, no, sorry. No. Ignore me. That's something entirely different. That's around when they become farmable as character shards. Apologies.
I was pretty.
The modding side of things doesn't really bother me that much because I use hot utils to mod my characters anyway. It was always a crunch when you get like a new legendary and you've got 2 hours to mod it before lock in for GAC or something like that. Like, yeah, it's fine, whatever. I think the broader issue there is less around the fact that you've got very limited time to mod it and you've got a crap load of characters to do, but moreover that based on this new game mode, we don't know how they actually operate in their intended team. So how can we really make an informed decision about how to mod the team? How do we know what turn order outside of, we think this will be the right turn order? It's like, we think this is how we should mod this guy. We don't really know because we've been using Stormtrooper Luke with Darth Vader for some reason instead of, Stormtrooper Han and Princess Leia and R2-D2 and, all that nonsense. It's just a little bit
like that
baffling.
famous scene in Return of the Jedi.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I remember when Asajj joined. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Barriss was there. Everyone just missed her in the background.
As an Inquisitor, which, that happens.
And compounding on that one, like they're not even in your character roster screen where you can go into like your squad management. Like I was trying to put together some theory squads today, and I was just I put Stormtrooper in for Stormtrooper Luke just because you can't put him in there, right? It's like it just seems so Such lack of foresight or thought on the implementation here that, like, if they're going to be presented in that area unit screen, which is also the go-to, and it should not be, your character roster should be the default screen, then they should at least have a placeholder in your primary roster screen so that you can begin to plan and view and organize. Yeah,
Would be handy. One more thing that I wanted to just jump back to on the terms of the marquee schedule. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I think everybody here is at least some degree of a whale. And when new marquees come out, and usually, like with the change of the structure, we tend to have taken a character to 6 stars, right? And by the end of the marquee, you get the 7-star unlock. That final tier of the marquee is now gated by error level 70. 70. My biggest issue with that is, don't get me wrong, in the old marquee structure, those were gated by, I think, Relic 5, right? And that, for someone like me, endgame, probably everybody here, right? If I'm wailing on a character, I can Relic 5 a character day 1, that's not a problem. I usually Relic 8 them, for God's sake. You know, I just like, I've got plenty of mats, I can do that, right? But in this error structure, even if you've just dropped like $150 to get that character to 7 stars, the only way for you to get it to 70 is to spend more money. Because you can't go from 65 to 7. You can't even go for, even if you had him at 65 for free, you can't go from 65 to 70 without spending money. You don't get the mats. You can't. Like, I'm like, what are you trying to do to the people that spend money on your game, CG? How are you expecting them to feel? Like,
it's like we got hit with like
disenfranchised and alienated.
Yeah.
Like we were given this tier previously. How can you just increase the price all of a sudden?
Yeah, it's like we know you used to do this for free, but now pay us.
They didn't just increase the price; they multiplied it by like a factor of 3 or 4 at least.
Yeah, and that's for every single marquee character. And it's like, you know.
Yeah,
I don't want to sound like I'm a whale that's crying about stuff. I'm just confused more than anything. I'm very confused about their approach.
If it affects whales that much, who have the ability to open, the wallet and spend freely, then the complexities of how it will affect the lesser spenders, I think, is exasperated even more. So I don't hope it comes across, and I don't see it as coming across as a whale crying or complaining about it. I think it's just amplifying case in point that if Capital Gains instituted this update primarily to increase revenue, which I think they did, I think that this entire structure is designed entirely to increase revenue. I think it will have catastrophically the opposite effect. Throughout the era of pirates, I certainly spent anywhere from $30 to $130 per marquee. I think that there was only 2 that I did not spend on, and that was because I just accumulated enough crystals that I could buy all the packs and get them up to 7 stars, no problem. But mostly when a marquee would come out, I'd buy the $30 pack. I'd buy usually a $20 or $50 crystal pack, and I would have fun with it. As you're pointing out, the impossibility of getting to level 70 without spending considerable amounts of money. Like my Luke will be Relic 7 star. He's at 70 out of 100 right now. So the last 2 days I'll get him up to 7-star. But and I spent I bought the $30 pack again for the 30 shards. I did buy the 12,000 crystal pack, which I had saved up, so that didn't cost me anything. And then I did buy enough of the in-store whatever those packs, era packs, to get them to level 35. And even at level 20, I was recognizing, I was like, this is pointless. Well, like, this is absolutely pointless. But I kept telling myself, I'm going to do it for science, and and I kept thinking, like, maybe I'll make a vid. And I haven't posted in a long time. And part of it is because I've been very disappointed with this, and I wasn't too excited about it when it was initially announced. Like when you guys were all talking about Relic Deltas, and that was the topic. I was very unsure, and I've kind of come around on Relic Delta. Actually, I don't hate it. I don't know that I like it. I also feel convinced it's not working right, but that's a whole nother topic. But I will not be spending on future marquees. This system has taken me. I'm not quite going free to play, but my spending is going to drop by magnitude of say 70 to 80% or more monthly.
Wow.
They're losing revenue from me for sure. I'll probably buy the what is that episode track?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably buy that. I'll probably buy a random monthly conquest pass for the $10 one. But I think that's about it. Beyond that, I don't think I'll pay anything. And if I don't see any fundamental changes to Colosseum, then I may, in protest, stop spending even those. I may just go free to play eventually.
So how about you, Vex? How much do you spend normally, if you don't mind? And is this change, this update, going to impact how much you spend in future?
So prior to content creation, never wailed on a 7-star character ever.
Same.
Since being a content creator, I only spend money on character shards. So getting a character to 6-star, slow rolling it to 7-star, showcasing them, get the legendary, do a legendary event kind of thing. That was kind of like my motto. Going forward, I have to see how this is going to go. I mean, I want to showcase the new content, but I know for sure I will not be dropping any money on era levels. I said to myself, I will never drop money on datacrons. I would do datacrons purely in-game crystals. Shard shop currency, never the packs. I'm making a vow to do the same thing here. I will not support a monetized game mode just to get Relic 10 faster or more efficient. It's just not going to happen. So I think I'm probably going to, at the moment, keep going for the 6-star on the marquees, but I am not going to spend on the era levels.
Yeah. And that's pretty much exactly where I land. Now, don't get me wrong. I do stuff like I'll get the Conquest Pass. I'll get the Era Pass. Okay, because I feel the Conquest Pass, it gives me additional Conquest currency that I can throw into getting things like signal data. And that's got value to me. You know, I don't have to worry about buying the shards of the latest Conquest unit. And I'll get the Era Pass because the Era Pass feeds into me getting shards for the character. And it's just got good stuff in it, right? It's pretty good value for $20. I will continue to do the 6-star marquee unlock, slow roll to 7-star, because I want to cover all the new events in the game. I want to be able to see the new legendaries. I want to be able to show a Galactic Legend day one. I want to do all of that. But much like Vex, no way in hell am I putting money down for Colosseum. Like, I will spend my crystals to get the first marquee to like 15, 16. No real money. I'll do that because that gives me an actual, one, it doesn't cost me any real money, and two, it will bump me up a little bit in the Colosseum rankings so I can get more than 100, era currency or whatever it's called. Because I'm not paying for something that I'm getting for free. It's just weird to me. It's just weird to me. I don't like the principle behind it. It's just. And to be honest, from my perspective, and I'm sure you guys as well, when you read the update post and you're like, oh, if you get to 7 stars, you can go up to level 95, and that gives you like a Relic 6 character. On surface value, that sounds great to me. I'm like, if I get my new 7-star marquees to Relic 6, that saves me so much signal data. But if I have to spend $300 to get there, like, I don't need to do that, dude.
More.
I'm not doing that, brother. Like, no, God, no.
Like, I feel like spending money on the shards already should be enough. Like,
you'd think, right?
If you're dropping money on the shards, you're investing. You should be able to. The shards, okay, we get it. Free to play needs to be able to catch up, get to gear 12. That's great.
Yeah.
But like, let the whales get the character to 6-star, give them the era levels to go along with going for the 6-star instead of having them spend completely different on the other currency. It's just, I feel like we're increasing the price for even the players that are contributing to the game. Like, are the top end players happy about this? Are the Krakens happy about this? Like, I haven't heard from any of them, but like, I don't know.
I've looked at the global leaderboards, and I've seen the top 50, and there are people there with like level 77 7-star Lukes and stuff. So people are definitely spending. They're definitely dropping that money, which is just like, and that's only the top 50. Like, how deep does that go? Because we don't get to see it.
We're getting a lot more.
Right, and it begs the question: are they going to keep doing that?
Who knows?
Like when the next one comes out and they realize, oh, well, I could have just literally waited, or didn't do me any good for the next marquee. Are they going to keep spending like that? And I suspect they won't, but we'll see. They might.
Yeah. It's. I don't know,
I have
because right
I
now,
have a side question.
yep.
Do you guys think that the new structure is going to affect conquest and the feats that we get? How is it going to work with these new characters?
Mm,
Normally, conquests are new factions get 50 kills, blah 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 blah.
yeah.
What's conquest
Right.
going to look like now with these feats? Are they going to even be available in the game when the conquest comes out?
I think they're going to
That
try
would be
and time it
hilarious.
out. They'll try and time it
Yeah.
out so that, you know, when an era ends, it'll be a new conquest, and that new conquest has the new feats for the new factions. I feel like that's how they're going to try and set it up. But right now, I think it's actually like mid-cycle, which is weird. So it means we're going to be getting it later and later. And also, because you can unlock the Journey Guide character at 4-star now, so things like, win this battle with Darth Maul Hate Fueled, or whatever he's called, Spider Maul, right? A lot more people will be able to actually do that feat now because they can unlock him without going the full whale, right? But it's weird, right? It's weird. And the era battles, those are still in game, but they are coming after. So they're coming at the end of the 3-month period. So we're going to have a dearth of era battles now between now and the end of the era.
There's a Stormtrooper Luke era battle in game right now that's starting in.
No, that's era challenge.
Oh no, it's an era challenge.
Yeah.
Oh.
And era challenges, ladies and gentlemen, that's supposed to replace Galactic Challenge. It's a 1-week-long event, and it's gated by era levels. Every tier is like, be era level 15, be era level 25, be era level 35, be era level 45, and it gives you era currency. So it's just like, oh, by the way, make sure you spend money to get those era levels, because most people are going to be like era level 7, maybe 15 or 16 if they've spent crystals, and the rest of it is just, I hope you whaled.
There was a meme on Reddit I loved. It showed a guy swiping a credit card on loop. It was just like over and over again. And then it said, step 1, loop the credit card. Step 2, press auto in game. Step 3, go to bed. I was like,
that's what Colosseum is.
Swag.
Yeah.
Colosseum.
Oh my lord. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I don't get it when CG has invested so much time and energy into making a new game mode and then, making these era challenges and stuff like that. And then you're basically telling people, oh, we spent a load of time on it, but you can't actually play it because you haven't spent any money. You can't enjoy it because you're low-level characters. Aren't people supposed to be excited and want to play the new stuff? It's just weird choice, dude.
I agree.
So I wonder, little side question about this, though. With the introduction of Colosseum and the new marquee structure, they put them front and center in the game when you load and you're in the cantina. In addition to that, there's also those little round buttons on the right side, right, where that show like the GAC and quick links to territory wars and whatnot. There's also a link there for your marquee, and it makes me wonder, like, why do we have a stand-up picture of Luke on the table, then we have that little quick link on the side to take you to Luke?
Yeah.
Had they not put such blatant in your face, do this to the Colosseum, like maybe they had put it off to one side of the screen, left the light side, dark side. If they hadn't just thrown it in your face so much, do you think that would have affected the psyche of how this was, like, how it's being received? I personally don't like it no matter which way it is, but then to take this and then just make sure it is the first thing you see every time you log in. It's the first thing you see when you click on your collection. And then to be reminded with that little button when you're looking for territory wars or GAC or something, that just really rubs me the wrong way. Like, it irks me.
I know. My muscle memory keeps on clicking in Colosseum when I'm trying to go to light side battles. It's really annoying. I'm like, I better go farm my Kyrotech. No, wait.
I personally don't like the structure of the hollow table, but I don't know. Dedicating an entire thing for Colosseum, I don't know.
Well, yeah. All right, gents, we've been speaking for 34 minutes. I'm wondering if there's anything else you want to wrap up with.
I'm curious more about Relic 10 in terms of like, is it even worth farming and chasing? I was determined day one, as you all know, I'm the Ewok freak. Yes,
Really?
I was going to Relic 10 my primary Ewok squad. That was my goal.
Mhm.
And then I went in, I clicked on Nisa, and I thought, with Relic Delta and all the attacks out of turn, that should be really, really nice. I thought that provides even a little bit more viability. But then, I clicked on that Relic icon and I was reading those stats, and it was like, okay, she already has 200% critical damage, for example, or a critical chance in Territory War with her Omi, which is where I put her. And I just shared screenshots earlier today. I don't know if you guys saw them, but with the Rolocron and her Omi, she goes first no matter what. They get into a term leader train, and in Territory Wars, the Ewoks have been absolutely one of the most effective defenses that my guild has had, and we don't keep them there because we don't want that, like everybody to know that if anybody's actually scouting. But like, I got 7 holds with her yesterday in Territory Wars, front row, pretty nice. But yeah, anyway, the stat boost, it's like, as an attacker going to Relic 10, she's gaining all of 239 damage, if I'm reading that right. No, no, less than that.
I made a video about this yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't think
Tell us, what's your thoughts?
I don't think Relic 10 is about the stat increases you're getting on it. It's actually just another relic level. It's nothing astronomical. It's more about the delta spread.
It's about the delta, yeah.
It has nothing. If they just added Relic 10 to the game without Relic Delta, we'd be in the same scenario. It's not about.
Actually, nobody would care, right? Would they? Nobody would care about it.
But it would give the whales something to work towards still.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get it.
A little bit of vertical progression, right?
But I don't think.
So is there any... Like,
Sorry,
is there any character or class of character then that, other than just capitalizing on the Relic Delta, that you guys think
JML
really...
Tanks.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think they get the most stat boost, but me personally, I'm going to hoard on my Relic 10 and wait, but I'm going to try to find matchups where the low res, like if you have a counter that is the typical requirement level of like Relic 5, I'm going to try to see the majority of, okay, this counter is a requirement at Relic 5. What GL or other team can I bring to Relic 10 to increase that spread to maybe mitigate that counter? But I think the most important thing is getting your teams up and running to at least Relic 7 than stressing about Relic 10. My personal opinion.
100%. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. So like the Relic 10 it is mostly about the delta. There's a small, very marginal boost in base mastery. It's a 5 up boost in base mastery. So any characters that really amplify mastery gains, which are usually, let's be honest, Galactic Legends, there's always some form of mastery enhancement in their kit, like Lord Vader constantly gaining small percentiles of increased mastery, Jabba the same. They all have it, Leia, so you can't really go too far wrong with a Galactic Legend. But honestly, there's no point right now. There's no point in trying to push for it. Everybody's in the same boat. So you're not going to be seeing people with 10 Relic 10s. It's not happening. It's not happening even like in the next month. People haven't got access to enough server motors because it's completely gated right now by Colosseum. And the most you can get is essentially enough to do one Relic 10 in 20 days? Something like that? Well, maybe a little bit less because you get a little bit nickel and dime, a little bit. So let's say 10 days. It'll take like the top end whale to get an extra Relic 10. I just can't see it being a massive deal. And let's be honest, most players are not going to be matching up with those big end game whales that have got Relic 10. So I would just hoard it for now. Just try and bottom fluff.
All right. Well, then explain this real quick. You guys both agreed on Master Luke, and maybe I'm misunderstanding this, but even though Master Luke would gain a lot of protection, which is great for his ultimate ability, not his ultimate, but his, inherited teachings ability, I guess. Doesn't that do damage based on his protection, but the damage being delivered by the other characters is attributed to them when they attack? So isn't that still going to be impacted by Relic Delta? So like if you have a low Relic Hermit Yoda or Revan or whatever, they're still going to be nerfed by that Relic Delta, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so in Luke's case in particular, this is why I want to take my Jedi Knight Cal Kestis to Relic 9. In a JML team, you're almost always calling Jedi Knight Cal. He's the best option to pass inherited teachings to. So you don't necessarily need to take the whole team to Relic 9. If you've got an R10 Luke and an R9 Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, in almost every scenario, he's at least going to be at Relic Delta of 0, right? Because most people are capped out at Relic 9 on any character, right? If he's at Relic 9, he's probably never going to be at a negative Delta, but Luke has still got that extra 16k protection that he gets from going to Relic 10, which will then get amplified by modding. So instead of having like 160k protection, you might be looking at 180k, 60% of that. I don't know what that is off the top of my head. Good damage, 120k, I don't know, minimum. And then if that Relic 9 Jedi Knight Cal Kestis is attacking against a Relic 5 person all of a sudden, now you're going to amplify that by 150%. And all of a sudden, that's some crazy damage. So I still think there's still value there.
You just convinced me.
But again, it's still kind of niche. It's still kind of niche, right? Me personally, I use JML to counter Lord Vader, and everybody and their mums these days have got Lord Vader and Darkseid clones at Relic 9. So,
yeah,
like that's made my JML counter a lot harder because I just don't have the relics.
That's why I brought my Revan to Relic 7. I've been rocking him at Relic 5 for like years.
I did him and Hermit Yoda like yesterday from R5 to R7.
Yeah.
And I took OG Bo because Bo-Katan Mandalore can still beat Lord Vader without the Rolocron if you have the team set up correctly in terms of modding. But if she gets hit, the 4 relic difference, I brought her OG Bo to 7, which I didn't want to do. I was absolutely fine with her staying at 5, but kind of forced.
And what's your BKM then? Is she 8 or 9 or?
She's 8.
Yeah, cool.
Bam is at 9.
Yeah, mine's 7.
Yeah, I think I've got a smattering of 8s and 7s for that team. It's a good team though.
So do you guys think Relic Delta is working effectively? I'm not saying it's a good or bad thing. I'm saying like I've been experimenting with it just in Arena, and I swear I'm not seeing some damage differentials that I would expect. I've been playing with First Order going in with Slicker against Relic 5 Cat versus Relic 9 Cats, and the damage I'm delivering seems to be about the same. And then earlier today, I'm sure there was ramping involved, but my Relic 5 Special Forces TIE Fighter hit Jedi Master Kenobi. No, it was General Kenobi. Hit him for an absurd amount of damage and one-shot him at full health and protection. And the Kenobi was Relic 9 and my TIE Fighter pilot was Relic 5. And I was like, that doesn't seem like that should have happened.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of reports of funkiness. I haven't really seen much of it myself, but I've heard it. So I don't know, because it definitely worked when we were doing the playtest, which is the weird stuff. So, but as we know, like playtest to live environment, things always go wrong. Something happens in the coding because they use different base versions of the game. That I think CG needs to take a look into it at the very least. What about you, Vex? You seen difference?
I beat a Relic 9 Jedi Master Mace team with a Relic 1 Scion and a Relic 3 Nihilus. I don't know if that's intentional.
That doesn't make any sense.
So Relic 5 Treya, Relic 3 Treya, Relic 1 Scion, Relic 3 Nihilus, Relic 5 Savage and Talon, full Relic 9 Jedi Master Mace team. Did nothing to me. They did hit Treya for like 700k, but she was fine. I don't know if that's what they were trying to fix, but didn't do anything for that matchup.
Yeah, sounds like something's definitely a little bit funky there. So maybe CG needs to lift the hood.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, well, we'll see, won't we?
We will. All right, gents. I think we'll wrap it up here because we have been going on a while. Do you guys want to post where people can find you, what you're working on?
Gerbil?
Go for it, Vex.
Vexitron at YouTube, Grand Arena content, latest updates, all the good stuff. High-end Grand Arena player. Come check it out.
The Gerbil on YouTube, whenever the heck I feel like it. I am probably the most inconsistent content creator out there. And as I've been sharing, I'm actually going back to college next semester, so I'll be even more inconsistent going forward, but you're welcome to check me out anytime.
Awesome. Good luck with that. That sounds amazing.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, thank you so much. And make sure you hit like and subscribe, and we will see you all in the very next video. Peace out, everybody.